Shabbat Shalom. Our parasha this week is Parshat Lech Lecha. And before we even get into the content of the parasha, the name of the parasha itself, taken from the first pasuk in the parasha, is so incredibly powerful. Lech Lecha, translated often as get up and go. Lech meaning walk, go, travel. And Lecha meaning for you, for your own sakes, for the sake of your future. Travel, go, step into the future, get up and grab the future by the horns. Lech Lecha. It's such an incredible statement. Avraham Avinu, the opening shot of the Jewish people. Avraham Avinu is told, ready, steady, go. Lech Lecha. This is the opening ceremony of Judaism, the initial step, the first step taken for mankind by Avraham Avinu. Lech lecha me'artzecha me'maladetecha u'mibet avicha el ha'aretz asher areka. Start your journey, and Bezrat Hashem el ha'aretz asher areka, you will find the land, you will find the promised land. In many ways, the wandering Jew starts out in this parasha and wanders towards the horizon, towards the chosen land, towards the chosen future. But the beauty of the Tanakh, the beautiful phrase Lech Lecha in Tanakh appears twice. And this truly is a very special thing. If a certain phrase only appears twice in the Tanakh, it means that we need to juxtapose these two references and understand the messaging that is hidden in the connection between both. In Perek Yud Bet, in our parsha, we have Lech Lecha me'artzecha me'maladetecha u'mibet avicha. Avraham Avinu is told, Lech Lecha, go. But at the end of Parshas Vayera, in the next parsha, in chapter Kaf Bet, 10 chapters down the line, we find again the phrase Lech Lecha. Hashem appears to Avram and he says, Lech Lecha el Eretz HaMoriyah. Go towards the Akedah, go to Har HaBayit, go to Yerushalayim, which will become Yerushalayim, go to Eretz HaMoriyah, and there Avraham Avinu truly will reach the apex of his trajectory, of his arc of growth, of Asara Nisyanot Nitnasa Avraham, of the different stages of building up the personality and the message of Avraham Avinu. Eretz HaMoriyah also to achieve the pinnacle, not just of Haaretz, of the land, but of the center of the land, of Lev Haaretz, of Yerushalayim. That Eretz HaMoriyah, that also calls for a Lech Lecha. In many ways, the Lech Lecha of Avraham Avinu, of our parasha, is there to lead us towards the Lech Lecha El Eretz HaMoriyah, the Lech Aleh, Alon Na'aleh V'rashnu Otah, the ability to rise, Mi Ya'aleh B'har Hashem, Lech Lecha El Eretz HaMoriyah, rise towards Yerushalayim. The trajectory does not end with the land of Israel, it ends with Bet HaMikdash, with the future, with Har HaBayit, V'techezena Eineinu V'shuvcha Letzion B'rachamim. But I think beautifully, there is something hidden in the word that comes after Lech Lecha that is maybe even more powerful than Lech Lecha itself. The Lech Lecha of our parasha is Hashem turns to Avraham and says, leave. Lech Lecha me'artzecha. I need you to start moving from where you are. You need to get up and go. We need you to be in motion. Being stationary is not a natural human position that is positive in the long run. Sometimes we do need to take a moment and stop and settle, but at the end of the day, Lech Lecha, you need to be in motion, you need to be on an upwards trajectory. You need to leave where you are and head towards the sunset. You need to get up and go. Lech Lecha me'artzecha. When it comes to Har HaMoriyah, the ultimate, the second stage is Lech Lecha El Eretz HaMoriyah. Go towards. The action is not just leaving from Lech Lecha Me, but it's Lech Lecha El. Now you're not just on a journey from, but you're on a journey to. That, I think, is the key, is the secret of the phrase Lech Lecha. We are each in our own lives on our own journeys. And to a certain degree, we have to ask ourselves, are we on a journey from? Are we trying to get out of the situation that we're in? Are we trying to escape? Are we trying to leave from whatever situation we are in and just get out of there? Or are we trying to get to? Do we have a goal? Are we just living in this kind of flotsam and jetsam of life, just going from place to place, but mostly leaving place and then leaving the next place? Are we leave and let leave? Are we just in a moment of letting the current take us along for the ride? Or are we aiming? Lech Lecha El Eretz Moria. Are we with our trajectory towards? Are we aiming for? Do we have our eyes on the prize? Do we have a goal in mind? Are we growth oriented? Are we growing towards? That, I think, is a very important message that is hidden within this. When it comes to the Jewish people, we can be passive Jews of Lech Lecha, of our Parsha. In many ways, being forced by the circumstances to move from one page of history to the next, from one country to the next, to be expelled from X and end up settling in Y, to have left Eastern Europe to settle in Western Europe, to settle in the New World in America, to leave Europe to settle in Israel, to escape, to many ways be the wandering Jew that history depicts as constantly having to leave, Lech Lecha meh? Or are we Jews that are aiming for? Let's go towards Lechu v'na'aleh Har Beit Hashem. The Lech is Lechu v'na'aleh, is the Lech Lecha El Eretz HaMoria. Are we aiming for? Are we on a path towards redemption? Do we know what we are aiming for? Are we in many ways making aliyah? Lech Lechu v'na'aleh. Is this something we are doing? And aliyah not necessarily just to the land of Israel. Aliyah in our own lives. Are we moving towards the next step? Do we have an idea of what we want to become? Are we aiming as a Jewish people? Do we have a goal to bring the Jewish people to the next stage of history? Do we have an ideal which we are building towards? Or are we just letting the news kick us around from day to day and letting the situation? Are we responsive Jews, or are we inspirational Jews? Are we prescriptive Jews? And I think that is the calling that we need to answer today. When it comes to Parshat Lech Lecha, we need to ask ourselves, where am I? On the journey that I am on, am I being taken along for the ride? Am I leaving? Am I just allowing myself to cruise along? Or am I in control? Do I have my hands on the wheel? Do I have a goal? Do I have v'techezena einenu? Do I have a chazon? Do I have a vision? Do I know where I want to be getting to? Am I able to put that into an actual plan of action? Am I able to focus myself? Am I able to strive for the good, for the best, for the next stage of life? And I give us all a bracha, Be'ezrat Hashem, that may we, both as individuals, as communities, as the Jewish nation, as humanity as a whole, may we be not reactive, but proactive. May we be people of Lech Lecha El Eretz HaMoriyah, people of vision, people of aiming for Har HaBayit, aiming for the future of the Jewish people, of the humanity, of the betterment of the world. May we be people who are Lech Lecha El, not Lech Lecha Meh. And Be'ezrat Hashem, may we all be zoche to see in the creation of a world in which we can Lech Lecha El Eretz HaMoriyah. May we be people who are going to Har HaBayit. May we be people who are able to see, to envision v'techezena einenu b'shuvcha letzion berachamim be'ezrat Hashem. May we be these people. May we be zocher to become these people. And may we hear the calling echoing throughout the generations. Lech Lecha El Eretz HaMoriyah.